Hey everyone, it's Matt with EquiPredict.com. Thanks for watching. In this video, we're going to be reviewing two time frames, a weekly and daily charts of the BOTZ ETF. We had a subscriber reach out to us, a reader rather, reach out to us requesting an update on this. I think we did a previous video on BOTZ a little while back over at Earnings Elite, but we're going to do an update on that in this video and take a stab at the forecast for BOTZ going forward. And again, if you're enjoying some of the content we're providing, please do subscribe to the channel. You can also head over to our website, EquiPredict.com. We have a lot of information over there for market forecasting, as well as we do send out an occasional daily alert to our readers over at EquiPredict.com for the newsletter. So again, EquiPredict.com. Up on the screen here, we've got a weekly chart of BOTZ. We're going to hop through the weekly and the daily. And we'll just kind of go over the components that we have here in the charts for those who might be newer to the YouTube channel here or not familiar with the EquiPredict model. The blue line overlaid is the model, the predictive model that we use to anticipate when we can expect to see some buying pressure and some selling pressure and so on and so forth. So it helps us really not predict a perfect market turn, but when we should be paying attention to the calendar to look for entries or setups for entries. And I think one thing to note, and I'll just kind of get out the pen here, I'll point out on the weekly chart, you can see that the model sort of alerted us to, I think it was back in September of 2023, back here, to be looking for an entry. It came a little bit later, right here, it came right here as the sort of the breakout happened. We obviously crested above the 18, and then it told us to start, the model isn't perfect. It told us to start looking for some selling pressure. It kind of came in, and then also down here, just as we got into late 2023, early 2024, it told us to look for some bullishness, and so there it was, and then so on and so forth. So it's been a little bit of a choppy ride with BOTZ, but nonetheless, it's the thing I think to keep in mind is that BOTZ has been really just in a trading range. You'll see this sort of on the daily chart in just a few minutes for quite some time, and the market's really been doing very well compared to BOTZ. So you have to kind of ask yourself, should you be holding BOTZ, and what's your goal? I do actually personally hold a small position in IRBO. I think their fees are lower. That stock ticker IRBO instead of BOTZ. IRBO is a little more volatile, but nonetheless, just look at the fees when you're picking out these ETFs. And so jumping right to it, essentially what I think we're going to see here in BOTZ is that we're going to start to see some buying pressure come in right around now, right about this time. Again, this is a weekly time frame, and then I think sometime in October we've got a problem. I think hopefully it's more of a trading range, but it looks like there's going to be some weakness going into 2025 for BOTZ, which I guess is a little unusual because of the whole technology and AI boom, right? But nonetheless, this is what the model is telling us, is that we're going to see some buying pressure step in now, and then as we get into the summer, into the fall, we should start to see maybe top out or head sideways for a while, and hopefully not drop off. But nonetheless, it just lets us know that this particular period of time is a period of watching and waiting, and right now, as it stands on the weekly charts, we should be looking for an entry. One thing I also want to note is that this is an SMA, or a simple moving average of 18-week SMA. That pink line, you can see it's actually starting to curl over. That's not very good. That's really not a good sign. You don't want that to happen. It usually doesn't indicate that there's a lot of bullishness ahead. But again, for those who are interested, you should be looking for some bullish action, I guess, going into the last week of July here. We'll hop over to the daily time frame to get more granular. We don't do too many daily time frames here on the channel. But we'll do it for BOTZ. And what you're going to see here is that the model just essentially tells us, again, to reiterate sort of what we should be looking for: some buying pressure, some buying pressure up through here, selling pressure, buying pressure, and so on and so forth. And so, again, saying pretty much the same thing, is that this last week, right about now, is a good time to start looking for an entry in BOTZ. Here's the trading range. I've highlighted it for you guys. And then maybe some potential weakness, sort of mid-August, maybe falls back off, and then maybe heads back up into that September or October timeframe. So, for those who are shorter-term traders, several days, this is around the time you should be looking for some buying pressure coming in BOTZ. A few other things just to point out here on the daily. You got 190 period moving average, which is that purple line. Price did come down and just about tagged the 190. At the same time, it was at the bottom of that trading range here. And so, you've got a stochastic RSI indicator up here. Every time it's entered into this zone of being basically essentially sort of an oversold position, or a lot of downward pressure area here on the stochastic RSI, it's been a great time to pick up some shares for a shorter term trade. It did just so ever so tag it down here a couple weeks ago, and then off it went. So here we are again. It certainly could just fall off and head lower. You should mind your stops, but I do believe we're going to see some buying pressure into August. So again, thanks for watching, and if you're enjoying the channel, do feel free to subscribe, and also head over to the website and you can pick up our occasional newsletter over there at EquiPredict.com. Thanks so much, and take care.